Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation continues from Gaudi Kabir Ji, and the recitation: Choa Chandan Maradan anga, so tan jalai kaath kai sanga, is tan tan ki kavan badai, dharan parai urvar na jai. Rahao. रात जिस सोव है दिन कर है काम, एक खिन लहे ना हर को नाम। हाथ तडोर मुख खायो तंबोर, मरती बार कस बादयो चोर। गुरमत रस रस हर गुण गावै, राम में राम रमत सुख पावै। कृपा करी के नाम दृढ़ाई, हर हर बास सुगंध बसाई। कहत कबीर चेत रे अंधा, सत राम झूठा सब धंधा। Kabir is here critiquing our hedonistic consumerism, our total commitment to work, so to speak. Let's see what Kabir Ji has to say about living at the plane of physicality all the time, and the anxieties that it produces, the boredom that it creates. Choa Chandan Maradan anga. So Kabir, we find, likes this expression Choa Chandan because that was perhaps the way to apply fragrance to the body, and sandalwood distillate might have been a favorite. Who knows? But the fact is, he's talking about Choa Chandan Maradan anga, that we apply fragrance to our body. What he's pointing at is that this body is not permanent, for one. Two, it's constantly degrading. So to pay so much attention to it, not that you shouldn't pay attention to your body, but to kind of get carried away. He's reminding us that the same body that you're applying sandalwood to, so tan jale, kaath ke sanga, it's going to get burnt with wood. Kaath ke sanga, cremation. Remember that. It just gives you another perspective on how to look at life. You see, not to get caught up at the physical level of things, but to take that as they are. I mean, we need food, we need pleasure, we need family, we need all kinds of things around us. Very well, but don't get stuck. That's what he is saying. Is tan than ki kavan badhai. What is there to be so proud? Is tan tan ki kavan badhai. What is so great? The reason he says it in this manner is he's trying to turn your attention to something that is more vital, something that is more significant, something that is more innate to us, and something that we ought to be paying attention to. Taran pare urvar na jai. Taran pare urvar na jai. Taran pare, when the body dies. Taran, when it is laid on the ground. That is the practice. It was the practice to lay the body, the dead body, on the ground. And there he says, urvar na jai, you can't travel with it to where it is going. And then what are you doing? रात जै सोवै है, दिन कर है काम. रात जै सोवै है, sleeping. Understood, natural function. Din kar hai kaam, the day is spent in the rat race, the hedonistic treadmill. Ik khin lahe na har ko naam. Not for a moment are you acting out of mindfulness of the Ram, from wisdom, that is to say. Your behavior all day is being acted out from the ego. You are not behaving from the perspective of Gurmat wisdom, which is what has to happen. Haath ta door, mukh khayo tambor. Haath ta door, mukh khayo tambor. Again, behavior. You talk about frivolous things all the time. Not that frivolity is bad. Chewing of tambor. What he's saying is that you even forget your mannerisms. You might be chewing betel leaf and talking and spitting all over the place. Or this could be a sign for not having a care in the world. Marti bar a-sabad-a-day chor. What he's saying is that if this is your lifestyle, if this is how you're living, a-sabad-a-day chor. So the belief is that if you live life as has been described, then when you die, you're going to be bound tightly. What that means is your impressions, your desires that are unfulfilled are going to drive you or going to drive the mind. That is the framework within the Indian systems think. And so Kabir is expressing those feelings in the reference of what is being talked about in that context. But then he's pointing out the way of Gurmat. Gurmat ras har gun gaave. That is Gurmat. Gurmat ras har gun gaave. Development of virtues, glorification, devotion. These are the elements of bhakti within Gurmat. This is what is Naam Japna. Ram mein Ram ramat sukh paave. Ram mein ramat. Mindfulness, absorption in Ram, the self. Kripa karke naam dridai. Naam dridai. Belief, but conviction in self-knowledge. This comes from the Guru. Har har baas sugandha basai. So you cause the fragrance of har har to come within the mind through this development. Kahat Kabir chetere andhe. So he is essentially addressing the blind, meaning the ignorant. He's saying Sat Ram, that self, that supreme consciousness alone is Sat, true, existence. Chutha sabadanda, whatever else you're doing is chutha. Chutha meaning fleeting, transitory. It comes and it goes. It has no long-term value. It is just transactional. Just living life day to day. The idea of being in a universe that is always changing, that is always fleeting, and the fact that we try to cling on to fleeting pleasures or to fleeting relationships, the whole point is for you to eventually realize that behind this fleeting phenomena, there is a permanence, which is called Ram or Har. That is what we want to essentially catch. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.